Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I would love for you to join my family, so please subscribe to stick around. But today's video I'm going to be showing you some new products that I found in the drugstore. So I love obviously buying high-end makeup, but of course everyone loves a bargain, and everyone loves a bargain that is also going to be the same standards as a high-end makeup. So of course, if you're going to be buying something for £6 and then something for £30, are you going to expect them to be the same? Not always, but let me tell you, all of these products that I've used today, all are amazing, and you would never guess the price that they are because they're so affordable and they're all from the drugstore. So I'm really excited to show you everything that I've got. So I really hope you enjoy. Give the video a massive thumbs up if you do enjoy, and subscribe if you're new. And without further ado, let's get on with the tutorial. So to start off today, there was quite a few new things at the drugstore, and I was really surprised actually, because I used to go to the drugstore and feel like there was never that much out there and the products just weren't relatable. But recently I feel like the drugstore products have been absolutely slaying it. They've been doing such a really good job to come out with high-end formulas at an affordable price. So to start off with, we're going to be trying out the e.l.f. mineral infused face primer. This primer is a clear primer, and I just buff it into my skin, and I have worn this a couple of times and it's worn really nicely, and I can't remember really because Jeffrey started a video on, I think it was an e.l.f. primer, but I don't think it was this one. But anyway, I actually really like this one, and it does keep my makeup on really nicely as well. I like to apply lip gloss when I'm doing my makeup because I like ones that have like a hydrating vitamins in them. So this isn't technically a new product, but this is the Lottie London Glossed Supergel Gloss Tint in the shade Glow. And I love squeezing the little tube at the top here, taking off the product and then loading that onto the lips. These give such a high shine, and they're really moisturising as well. I love these, and even though this one's a pink one, it only gives like a slight pink tint, so it's really nice if you want like a natural kind of flush to the lip. So next we're going to go into foundation. Now L'Oreal have came out with the infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundations. Now I don't know too much about these foundations because I didn't really look too much into it. I just seen that so many people were wearing them and it was a new out foundation, so of course I wanted to try everything new. So this is, it says to cover imperfections, no transfer, no shine, and no dry out, no mask effect. So I'm guessing that it's giving you like a fresh wear. It's supposed to look really fresh, really natural. It's not supposed to give you loads of shine, and it's not supposed to look cakey, and I think that's a really nice property in a foundation. You don't ever want it to look cakey. Here I have 3 different shades, and yeah, let's just go through the shades here. Beige Rose, this one is Vanilla Rose, and this one here is 2O Ivory. Let's do a few swatches on the hand as well so we can have a look. And it also says that it has a new oxygen technology. I don't know too much about that, but it just, what is so confusing about these, it has the shade on the lid, so if you took this lid off and accidentally put it on another one, it gets confusing because you just see the lid. Luckily it does have it on the side of the bottle also, but you're gonna have to look a little bit in depth if you have more than one foundation. So here to show you up close, the first one over here, this is 2O Ivory. This is a very much a lighter foundation. And then in the middle here, we have 110 Vanilla Rose. And then over on the end, we have 145 Beige Rose. So looking up at these colours up close, as you can see, 2O Ivory is very fair, and I'd say it has a light yellow undertone. The 110 Vanilla Rose is slightly more neutral, slightly with a pink undertone, And then at the end here we have 45 Beige. Again, this is a little bit darker, but it has that slightly warmer undertone to it. So I think I'm going to go in with the 145. I don't have that much of a tan, but I do have a slight tan. It's been fading, so I feel like the warm undertone is going to suit me better. I'm just going to do 2 full pumps. It has this nice like clicker, it pushes all the way down. And I start tapping it into the skin. I always tap my foundations into the skin to place them down, and then I go in and do circular motions. I just feel like you get a nice colour payoff when you tap it into the skin, because you're building up the coverage and then you can move it around. So it really thins out onto the skin. It doesn't give you a cakey effect. It's really lightweight, and it really does look like your own skin. It gives you a little bit of a glow, but overall it's not gonna, you know, give you that really full coverage. It does look like your own skin though, which is what I really like about this foundation, is that it's very lightweight, but it's definitely not a light coverage. It's buildable up to full. It looks really fresh, like it says. It is definitely a fresh foundation. It just looks very natural, a little bit glowy, and yeah, it applies on the skin so nicely. It doesn't grab to any little dry patches I have on my skin. Moving on to concealers. So for concealer, I'm going to be using the new e.l.f. concealer, and this is their 16-hour camo concealer, and it's in the shade Medium Sand. Now, what I have noticed with this concealer is that it does oxidize. So if you are looking for a bright concealer, I definitely go a lot brighter than you think, because after actually swatching it on your hand, it will go a little bit darker. So with this one, for example, it's okay with my skin, but if I was any lighter than what I am now, this would probably be too dark. But as you can see, when you swatch it, you see on the swatch it is quite a light colour, but once it dries down onto the skin, it goes a little bit darker. So just be aware of that. So of course, if you haven't heard about this concealer, there's been a lot of hype online about it, and this is one of their newest concealers, and it is full coverage. Like, it's very full coverage. It dries down to a matte finish. It does oxidize, and it's just really nice, and I just think it's an amazing product for the drugstore, and it's affordable too. So as you can see on here, the applicator is very thick. It's kind of looks like your Shape Tape one or your Revolution Conceal and Define, but nevertheless, let's get it on the skin. So as you can see right off the bat, the applicator does hold a lot of product when you pop it in, so you wouldn't need to keep going back in. It does spread the product really nice and evenly. I'm someone that loves applying concealer. A lot of my concealer makes up for a lot of my foundation, so if you are like that and you like to conceal quite a lot, then this concealer will be perfect for you, because it covers like a foundation would. Although I wouldn't say use it as a foundation, because of course it does oxidize, so it's not going to be the colour that you first applied. But I just want to show you up close. So that's what we first applied, and I've just rubbed it in the skin. Now it's dried, and this is what I've just put down now. So as you can see, they look like 2 different shades, but that's how much it oxidizes. So definitely go for a lighter shade if you do like a brighter concealer. So I'm going in with my Real Technique sponge, and I'm going in with it dry, and I'm just going to pat this into the skin. And again, this concealer blends out so nicely. And you can leave it on the skin for a little bit and it doesn't dry down too much. You can still move it around, so it's really flexible as well. So going on to brows, Revolution have this Revolution brow pencil, and this is in the shade Medium Brown. So as you can see, this has like a slight slant to it, and then it's got a nice point at the top there. This really reminds me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think it's the brow definer. It's one of their pencils that's a little bit chunkier, and I actually bought it a few years ago, and I really did enjoy it. But this kind of reminds me of that. It's the same, you know, principle. So to go over the brows, I recently tinted my brows, so they're looking very, very nice for me. And I just like to run this underneath the brow to give it a little bit of structure. And like I said, this is in the shade medium brown, so if you have dark hair you could get away with this one. Of course I am blonde, but I have dark roots, and this works perfect for me. And then I just flick up the brow product. But what I love about this product is that you have got the brush on the other end, so if you do want to shear out your product and blend it through the brows, then this is a great tool to do that full. Now we're going to go back to the concealer, because I absolutely love carving my brows out with this concealer. It's so full coverage and it's a nice consistency that you're able to carve with it. So I'm just taking a flat brush and I'm just going underneath the brows and tidying up the shape. I love a multi-use product. I think that, you know, it just saves a lot of room in your bags when you're traveling as well. And of course, obviously, you know, you're killing two birds with one stone. So I can use this as a concealer, and I can use it as an eye base, and I can use it to carve out my brows. So far, if you're liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here or you are still subscribed, and thank you so much, but if you are new, please subscribe to my channel. I make videos really regularly and I love trying out makeup, so if you are similar to that, then I'm sure you'll want to stick around. Now we're going on to powder. So I've seen that Revolution have these like kind of like powder bricks. They're not called that, but this is kind of what it looks like. It's actually called a matte base powder, and this is in the shade P1. Now when I seen these, I was like, oh wow, like this is like a powder foundation. It is a pressed powder and it is so soft. Like if you ever get to try these out, this is from Superdrug, but oh my god, like it's so soft. And as you can see, building up, it just gives a nice coverage. So yeah, I seen these and I was like, wow, I think they were like £4. This is quite a fluffy brush, and I just pat this all over into the skin. Now, obviously I have an oilier skin type, so I do like to mattify my skin. I also find that it helps keep my makeup on longer. Because when my oils come through, I don't want it to slip around and move my makeup. Now, this is a product I am so excited to show you guys. So you've probably seen the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme highlighters floating around everywhere, and I'd never tried them myself. I always just thought, how can a highlight that be amazing be sitting on our front doorstep for all this time? And yeah, I just thought I have to try it, I have to give it a go. So this is an intense metallic highlighter from Maybelline, and it's the Face Studio Chrome Extreme, and this is in the shade 350 Molten Rose Gold. Now, I love a blinding highlighter. I don't know about you, but I do. And the one thing that I love about this product is that if you wear it wet, it will give you that blinding glow. To show you, this is it with out wetting my brush, and I am just gonna wet the brush very slightly. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of all-nighter setting spray, and I just do 2 fine sprays onto it, and then I'm gonna go on top of this, and you can just see it intensify. I honestly think this is one of the best, if not the best, drugstore highlighter you can get out there. The formula is really nice. It gives a lot of pigmentation, and do you know what I mean? Like it is really nice. I can't fault it at all. It blends so lovely, and you get such a nice highlight with it. Like you're just glowing, like your skin looks flawless. It blends in so nicely. It's not chunky at all. So I seen this Maybelline bronzer. This is the City bronzer. It's bronzer and contour powder, and this is in the shade Deep Cool 300. And when I seen this, I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever tried a bronzer from Maybelline before. I think I've tried their mascaras and their eyeliners, and maybe a lipstick, but definitely not a bronzer from what I can remember. And I really like the packaging of this, and I really love the colour. The colour when the lid is on top of it looks very different compared to when it's open. And I love like quite a warm bronzer. I just love how it kind of picks up the skin and makes it look very bronzy and glowy. So definitely love this bronzer. Now, this bronzer is so pigmented. I just tap my brush into it, and I always move any baby hairs that I have, and I just press this into the skin. I just press it into the skin, and I do tapping motions because this builds up a lot of product, and then you can go in and do your circular motions. And I just love the colour of this bronzer, and it's not chalky, it doesn't go patchy, it just blends so nice onto the skin. And as you can see, it just gives you that nice warm bronzer. Of course they do have different shades, but this one is just my type of bronzer, and especially now we're kind of nearing to summer, this is just a nice bronzy kind of colour that you want to wear when you've got a nice tan on as well. I love bronzing my forehead up with these kind of shades. It really just adds a little bit more volume to the hairline also, and it also pushed back into the hairline. I just want to show you up close this bronzer and how lovely it looks on the skin with the highlighter as well. Like, I'm just living for this combo. Like, it's literally my favourite. So now I have two lip products that I want to try. So Revolution have this Pro Supreme Matte Lip Pigment, and this is what the packaging looks like. It's very sleek, you can see the kind of colour here, and I just think it's really nice. It's quite small, so you can throw it in your handbag. And then we also have the L'Oreal Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick, and these are the Les Chocolates, I think it says. I can't find what shade this one's in, but I am just going to show you. The doe foot applicator looks like this, and this is the colour of it. So these are their kind of like matte range, and I have tried this lipstick on before. It's like a liquid lipstick. It says they're ultra matte, but I find this one doesn't dry down fast. It kind of leaves you with a tacky texture to your lip, and also I found that it went on my teeth. It transferred onto my teeth really bad. So I don't know if it's just because the consistency doesn't dry down matte, but I really didn't enjoy wearing that one myself anyway. I'm going to take my lip gloss on, and we're going to try on the Revolution Pro. If you have dry lips, then also definitely wear a lip moisture mask on your lips, or something moisturising before you're going to be wearing a matte lipstick, just because you don't want it to cling to the areas, and also it nourishes your lips, makes them look soft, so that the texture on your lips with a matte isn't strong at all, and it really just smooths them out. So we're going to go in with the shade Semblance or Semblance. I'll show you up close what it says. And this is what the applicator looks like. So it's quite your standard wand, and yeah. So this is the lip colour on, and it feels really comfortable on the lips. It doesn't at all feel drying, which is a pro when you're wearing a matte. You don't want a matte that really dries out your lips and makes them feel chalky and tight. This is honestly nothing like that. It's a lot better wear than the L'Oreal one that I did try. This one, honestly, it's really comfortable on the lips. It gives you a matte finish, but I feel like it's moisturising as well, because it doesn't feel tight, and when I move my lips around it doesn't crack or anything. It just lays on the lips so smooth. And of course this one I don't find transfers, it really just stay on all day, so I love that about it. But of course I'm just going to throw on some eye makeup and I'll be back. So I have just finished my eye makeup and I'm just going to show you what I did actually use. So I used the Lottie London Tweely Living My Best Life eyeshadow palette. Honestly, these shades are so pigmented and they blend so good. Like, I know drugstore is supposed to be a cheaper alternative, but it doesn't necessarily have to be any different to a high-end product. Like, these formulas honestly are lovely. Like, they're so nice, and I always like to wear these for like a go-to look because they're just so easy to wear. And I do have a full video trying on the Lottie London Tweely range. Tweely is a influencer and she collaborated with Lottie London, and Lottie London products are amazing on their own, but especially the collab with Tweely. So if you get your hands on this still, definitely give it a go. And then I opted not to wear some eyelashes in the end, just because this L'Oreal Paris Volume Minion Lashes Mascara, whenever I'm in a rush and I want like quite a bold lash, this is what I like to wear. And the brush doesn't look anything special, but honestly when you run it through your lashes, it separates them and makes them look very like wow. But anyway, this sums up the whole video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Give it a massive thumbs up if you do, and of course subscribe if you're new here. I'd love to have you on my channel. Without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye.